Hi, my name is Andrew Fraser. Thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation on meta-analysis. In this presentation, we'll be discussing why we conduct a meta-analysis and what exactly is one. But first, where did it come from? Who invented it? The research I've done showed not a single character was responsible for the developing of the meta-analysis. However, there was a notable point in time which American scientists were reviewing 60 years worth of psychology research, so there was a demand for a better way. Jean Glass was actually credited to the term meta-analysis and provided this well-rounded definition: the statistical analysis of a large collection of analysis results from individual studies for the purpose of integrating the findings. So what is a meta-analysis? In the most succinct way possible, it is a summary of multiple individual studies. However, it is different from a systematic review in certain areas. The studies that are chosen for meta-analysis are often randomized controlled clinical trials, because that type of trial or research is the highest quality for individual studies. The point of a meta-analysis is to measure the effect size. The effect size is a numerical value that tells us how well an intervention works. So why conduct a meta-analysis when there are a couple of studies out there that say that the intervention works? Well, simply it's because in medical settings, evidence-based practice is essential. As a healthcare professional, you'll base your decisions off the utility of the intervention. You also have to consider the costs, benefits, and risk. And single studies don't provide enough of that information to help that decision. In the health hierarchy of evidence, meta-analysis is the highest and strongest form of evidence. Systematic reviews are on the second level, and we will discuss why later. So you might be looking like confused Jackie Chan here and thinking, isn't a systematic review the same as a meta-analysis? Well, you are right. Both of them can be summaries of multiple studies. However, the systematic review is also for singular studies. A systematic review will analyze the content of a study and how it was conducted, and the review can be subjective. Systematic reviews read everything in the study, so they are harder to conduct on more than 5 studies, whereas the meta-analysis can analyse 50 at one time and is based off calculations. Therefore, it's objective and quicker, and that is why it is atop the hierarchy. This is the formula to calculate an effect size. Don't get too caught up in this, but the main thing is the larger the effect size, the greater or the stronger the intervention worked or produced an outcome. The values are shown in a forest plot. I'll show you one of those. This is the general forest plot format. As you can see on the left-hand side is the individual studies that were conducted. The diamond here is graphed to represent the effect size and the 95% confidence interval either side. And in the middle is a standardized mean difference, or the line of no effect. If that diamond was to cross that line, there is no great effect or any clinical significance across the studies that were compared. As you can see in the bottom right-hand side, the effect size was 0.52. So therefore, it is actually a medium effect on the intervention. So you've probably seen this picture before. A lot of calculations, numbers, and data overload. You feeling tired yet? Well, that's a pun, but here's a metaphor to show how a meta-analysis would be used in real life. We're trying to see if brand name tires actually affect the outcome of fuel consumption. Our brand name is tire is our intervention, and we're trying to see if it's better fuel economy. If you look at a singular study and get a result of change in fuel consumption, then you may be missing out on important information. If you review similar studies with similar families on similar terrain, lifestyles, and vehicles, then you're able to gather more data to make an informed decision. Then you can find out how much fuel you'll actually save. Or is buying the brand name tyres at a great expense worth the small amount of fuel saved? And that is the beauty of a meta-analysis, to make decisions about how well an intervention actually works. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. I've attached the following references.